It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new One Punch Man chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 81. And yes, folks, I am excited for this specific chapter because of the fact that we finally got to see more and more of Garou's actual short bringings and more of his battles techniques involved in this specific chapter. And more to say that we got to see more of the A and B class heroes fighting against freaking Garou in this freaking fight, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally was just on the brink of my seat reading this chapter. This chapter was pure freaking adrenaline. We're seeing Garou at its weakest, facing off against professional heroes at its best. They're not S-class heroes, don't get me wrong. They're not, but at the same time, it's still worth mentioning that these actual, you could say these A-list heroes, they're still worth to be actually, to be on guard. And Garou himself has been proven multiple times that he is not to be taken lightly. And that's what I love about Yusuke Murata every single time he brings about a new chapter, is the fact that he's able to incorporate so many characters, and he's able to incorporate them into a point so that, he's able to show their characteristics into and give them enough spotlight to actually be like, to give them a likeness for every, reader that actually wants to see these certain characters pop out. And the thing about them too is the fact that you have this huge cast of characters, and yet Garou is gonna come in there, and he's gonna come in there like a wrecking ball, folks. He's gonna come in there, he's gonna wreck stuff up, and he's gonna be actually the one character that's going to be showing so much transitions and characterization throughout the rest of the other heroes themselves that you're gonna feel sorry, that you're gonna feel sympathy for Garou as a character himself, because his actual story arc is gonna be progressing throughout this whole entire arc. It's not just this specific chapter, no, folks. That's why I'm loving how Yusuke Murata is actually treating this character right. He's treating it right because it is slowly teasing us readers that we're slowly seeing how Garou is gonna keep breaking his limit, folks. And that's the theme of this whole entire actual arc or the whole story that encompasses One Punch Man, is always breaking your limits. Keep going past the way you can be, guys. It's like that Zen way of training, you gotta break your little shell. You always gotta be at 110%, and Garou is the pure emphasis of that in this specific arc, folks. Trust me, if you all read the original webcomic, you guys will know what I'm talking about, because oh man, Garou is definitely one fearful monster hunter and hero hunter, folks. Oh yes, folks. I can't wait. But needless to say, let's talk about chapter 81, folks. Chapter 81. My God, guys. Can we all just give a round of applause for freaking Garou for actually holding his front against so many heroes themselves? He was facing off against 8 heroes, folks. 8 heroes. Every single action scene was just pure adrenaline. We see Garou dodging every single opponent. We see Garou is still tactfully and logically still thinking inside the freaking battlefield himself, saying, look, you know what? Okay, I need to be careful on these characters. I need to be doing this. And all while he's multiply being attacked at the same time, which I'm like thinking, like, as a reader, you're reading this and you're feeling the rush for that Garou is actually feeling that he's being put on pressure too. I mean, for Pete's sakes, man, Yusuke Murata, man, he did not give Garou one break whatsoever throughout this whole entire fight whatsoever. Man, I'm telling you, Garou is breaking his limit. And that's the thing about too, is the fact that I want to know just how far Garou will go about in this specific fight. And it brings up a lot of attention too at the same time as well, folks, is the fact that, like, why are the A class and B class heroes that are introduced in this actual chapter, is why were they actually facing off against Garou? Why didn't they bring an S class hero to actually finish this off? And that is because it was showing, like I said, it goes back to the system that's actually legally inside this universe of the One Punch Man lore. And that is because the fact that, the heroes themselves are trying to actually, gain popularity, trying to gain that fame, and by that, they can't let the S-class heroes always be on the spotlight. The A-class and B classes are there as just as strong as the S-class heroes, but they don't get a chance to actually show themselves since they're never given an opportunity. Which goes on to say it's like Darwinism right there, folks. Everybody's trying to actually gain that fame at the same time, but with all these monsters and all these freaking opponents that keep popping out, all the heroes themselves are trying to just, it's like a cash grab. They're all trying to do their own thing, and that's the thing that Death Gatling was actually like kind of focusing on while he was talking to Garou, is the fact that by taking Garou down, they will make a name for themselves because of the fact that Garou is taking down S-class heroes. Like I said, it's a dog-eat-dog world right there, and it's showing the dark side of how the S-class heroes and the lower class heroes, how they're very not diminishing, but they're more of the fact, like, there's a line between them, like the way you see that the bar is set for them. They're 2 different worlds. They're just way 2 different worlds. And it's funny because you see Death Gatling You see Smile Man, Glasses, Gun Shooter. Who else am I missing? Chain and Toad, Stinger, and Wildhorn, if I remember correctly. All these characters, they come from different backgrounds, but yet they're able to come together to actually attack Garou. Like, when they have a single enemy that they're able to face off against, then definitely right there, that's when they are able to band together and become this just opposable threat, folks. Like, even Garou himself was having a hard time in this specific chapter that you actually saw. Like, Jesus, man. Jesus, and it's funny too because they're very fodder, just like how Garou was saying throughout the whole entire chapter. They're fodder, but just because he's been so weakened that they just seem like very tough opponents themselves, and just goes to show you guys, just goes to freaking show you just how strong Garou has become over the course of the series itself, and he's still gonna be breaking that limit, folks. He's gonna continue rising to the top tier. He's gonna continue to become that strong S-class assault rifle right there, folks. Oh man. And that's the thing too. Can't wait. I just can't wait to see it once it becomes anime. If it becomes anime too, I can't wait to see how that's gonna go about too as well. But needless to say, folks, proud to see what's going on with the fight, and I love the fact that they actually focus on how each individual actual A-class hero were involved. You see Smile Man's with his Kentama. You see Chain Toad just using his little chain and scythe. You see shooters and all that. You see how logically they're actually able to emphasize their own abilities to their best extent. The thing is that I love the fact is that Stinger, he's a very strong opponent to actually be facing up against in hand-to-hand combat. But it just to me it feels like he's being undermined. Like, out of all these little heroes that were there, Death Cannon doesn't seem like he's a very strong guy just because he has a gun. That's the only reason why he just seems a little strong. But in all honesty, I feel like the one that really is the strongest there really is Stinger. Stinger is the one that has that close hand-to-hand combat experience. I mean, for Pete's sakes, he fought against freaking the Sea King's henchmen by himself. He stood out and destroyed a majority of them by himself. That's why I'm hoping that we get to see more of Stinger's capabilities rise and rise and rise again. Like I said, all the other ones, they just seem like they seem very minuscule in my opinion. Like, I'm hoping that we get more of Stinger's action going on, or at least Stinger making Garou actually go all out. Like I said, and also too at the same time, I wonder how they're actually gonna go about is with Garou. Is one of the heroes actually gonna are they actually gonna get the chopper right there? That's what I'm kind of wondering, if they're really gonna get the how do I say it? They're gonna get X-Nate out of the story, because they're kind of teasing at the fact that Garou will take one of these guys out, and these heroes are gonna be the one step for them. And it's funny too because the fact that the kid is in the back in the hut and he's witnessing all of this. So I wonder if this is going to be the time where it's going to they're going to actually showcase the heroes themselves actually not become as very heroic in a sense in order to actually defeat Garou, because Garou could take these guys down. But to me, it's like I said, they're using underhanded tactics to really take Garou down. So it goes back to saying, like I said, back to that system that that they're all trying to gain that popular fame. Like I said, it's very interesting seeing how dark and corrupted the lore that goes inside the One Piece universe right there. It's pretty interesting, and I love the fact that how they keep going about. And I'm hoping that if they do go down that route with that little child that's inside the little hut, that means they'll give a reason for Garou to actually show empathy, and that would be very interesting, as that will actually bring closer as to why Garou will then go back to to the Monster Association and try to do his own thing. Like I said, all these back and like I said, these scenes are very important. So loving how you came out to doing that, but let's see how that's going to go about in the next chapter, folks. But let me know down in the comments, guys, as to what are you guys' thoughts on One Punch Man's chapter 81, folks. What did you guys think? Were you guys just full of adrenaline when you guys were reading this? Because personally, I was. I enjoyed every single minute of it, and I can't wait to see how Garou is going to become in the next chapter. I wonder who's going to take out. I'm hoping Stinger still lasts as long as he can, because that's my favorite A-class hero right there. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below, guys. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more One Punch Man chapter discussions. And as always, guys, hope to see you guys again in the next video.